If you were looking for a smartphone for gaming, look no further. The new INFINIX GT30 might be the option, and not just because of its performance. It's a device that offers features to enjoy your gaming experience even more, like physical buttons, a high-quality AMOLED display, stereo sound, and even a free cooler that can make ice, all of that for less than $250. Join me to watch the video because I'm sure you'll want yours. This is how you're going to receive your GT30. In one box, the phone, and in another box, the cooler. Let's start with the cooler. It includes its USB cable, the manual that's basically useless, these two accessories that I'll tell you about in a moment, the cooler, and a magnetic sticker, so you can attach the cooler to the phone. The cooler has a very nice design with the heatsink in red, a couple of buttons that let you control the power and the lighting, and on the front it has a mini LED screen that shows the cooler's temperature. It also has LGBT lighting, but if you don't like the LGBT lighting, you can switch it to different color modes, and you can also change the power. It has 3 power levels and an automatic mode. Just while I was recording the color scenes, the cooler started dropping its temperature quickly. It gets down to around -10 degrees, and the 2 accessories included are like clips, so you can attach the devices without sticking the magnetic sticker. Personally, I prefer the clip since it gives more versatility to place it wherever you want. Plus, with the clip, you can use the cooler on any device, and if you have another device with MagSafe, you don't need the clip or the sticker, it attaches automatically. Now let's go to the phone. From the moment you see the box, you realize you bought something gamer. It has a very interesting design, kind of futuristic. We open it, and inside you'll find a small box with the SIM tray eject tool, some manuals, and a transparent plastic case. Under the phone we have a 45-watt charger and a USB cable. And now here is the device. As soon as you hold it, you can tell it's definitely not a normal phone. It has a very futuristic design that in my opinion does give off gamer phone vibes. Mine is in green, although for some strange reason on camera it looked black, but in person it looked clearly green, and you can also get it in another pair of colors. Here on the front in hole punch style we have the selfie camera, and you can tell it already comes with a pre-installed screen protector. On the top we have one of the 2 speakers. On the right side we have the volume buttons and the power button, but we also have these marks that are the gaming triggers. They're not only for gaming. If you go into settings, you can enable them for quick shortcuts like quick access to the camera, access to any app, and if you hold both at the same time, you can access X Arena, which is the gaming mode of this phone. Once you open the camera, you can also use them to take photos. Continuing with the design, on the bottom we have the second speaker, so we have stereo sound and also the USB-C port. There's also the SIM tray that accepts 2 nano SIMs. On the left side there's absolutely nothing. And lastly, the back, which as you already saw has a very nice and eye-catching design. The camera module is simple, something very typical of gamer phones, but the overall design is really strong. And it's not just design on this back part, we're going to find very gamer-style LED lighting. You go into settings, and here you can configure it for notifications, for games, even party mode, so it simply activates right away. It's only in white color, and it has some very interesting movements, and another important thing about this back part is that it has a much larger vapor chamber than normal devices, and it's designed so that when you put the cooler in the central part, it has the best heat dissipation. Also, the cooler doesn't interfere with the LED lighting, and together it looks really good. Lastly, mention that on the front part of the screen, you find the fingerprint reader. It works really fast. It's one of the fastest readers I've tested, and well, since this is a device designed for gaming, here we're going to start with the gaming performance. The device is equipped with a MediaTek D7405G processor, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB of storage. With these specs, it scored 977,000 points in the Antutu benchmark. Definitely a very powerful mid-range phone. It's time to test the video games. First of all, you have to know that there is an application called X Arena, and this application will help you get better performance in video games. From here, you start your games, and when you enter the game, you can pull up a tab that will allow you to see the performance of the device. You can switch between 3 different modes. You can see the frames the game is delivering, and you will find many utilities such as, for example, a do not disturb mode. In case a call comes in, it will divert the call. You can change the touch sensitivity. Here you can configure and map the triggers, and you can also configure and map the volume buttons and device movements, among many other gamer utilities you'll find within this tab. The first video game I tested was Minecraft. When you install Minecraft without you doing anything, Minecraft detects what type of device you have. If you have a powerful one, it activates fancy graphics, which is like a kind of Minecraft with shaders. If you have a potato phone, it activates the normal version. Well, on this device, it activated the shader version. Obviously, this is a much heavier version. So on this device, I could only play it on minimum graphics, and it ran between 40 and 50 frames per second, here in Minecraft, I didn't find much use for the triggers, but I configured one for jumping and one for running. The second video game I decided to test was Racing Masters, a game whose global version has recently come out and it's a real gem. This game has high-quality graphics, it looks like a console video game, and on this device you could play it in ultra graphics with everything maxed out, and it moved between 50 and 60 frames per second. And here I was able to give very good use to the triggers, one for accelerating and one for braking. It literally feels like you're playing with a controller. 10 out of 10 experience. Genshin Impact worked very well, but you had to set it to minimum graphics so it could get around 40 to 50 frames per second. If you increase the graphic quality a little, the frames per second didn't go beyond 30, so the most ideal was to play it in minimum graphics with a more stable frame rate. It worked well. Here in Genshin Impact, I configured one of the gestures to change characters. I simply moved the phone to one side and it changed the character. Fortnite, I must say, surprised me in a good way. The 3D resolution was set at around 75% and the graphics on low, but Fortnite is a game that is very poorly optimized. It almost always has compatibility issues with all devices, but on this GT30 it ran perfectly between 50 and 60 frames per second. So probably if you play it at 30 frames per second, you could increase the resolution or quality a little more. And since it's a shooter type game, the triggers work very well here. Aiming and shooting, also a 10 out of 10 experience. Call of Duty is a video game that I already knew would run perfectly. You could set it to minimum graphics with an ultra high frame rate or max graphics with a 60 frame cap. I chose the second option, good quality and 60 frames per second, and the game stayed locked at 60 with no issues. Besides configuring the triggers, I also set an extra action to reload the weapon. By tilting the device left to right, I could reload, and believe me, all these assist features do give you an advantage during matches. Still, you can have every advantage in the world, but if you're terrible at playing, that doesn't go away just like me. I also tested Off-Road League online. This game is relatively new, has 10/10ths graphics, and on ultra settings it ran between 50 and 60 frames per second on this device. Since it's a racing game, I set accelerator and brake on the triggers, and the gameplay was 10/10ths. The graphics really look console level. It doesn't even feel like you're playing on a phone. The last game I tested was a PlayStation 2 emulator with God of War. The game stayed locked at 50 frames per second. You can set it to 60 if you want, but it feels more native at 50. I had no issues or frame drops, though I decided to play it with a controller for a better experience. In conclusion, as you can see, with this device, you'll be able to play absolutely any game you want. Not all on ultra settings, that's true, but most of them at medium graphics, and very heavy games at low graphics but with a stable frame rate. And best of all, I tested all games with the cooler attached and it really does its job well. Not once did the device feel hot. It stayed cool the entire time. Sometimes it wasn't just cool, it felt cold. The vapor chamber combined with the cooler is clearly well designed. With this cooler, you'll definitely extend the life of your phone. There's also another interesting option in gaming mode. If you plug the phone in, you can activate a feature that sends power directly to the device instead of charging the battery, so you don't wear it out at all. I'm telling you, this phone is a 10/10ths for gaming. Speaking of the battery, it has a 5500 milliamp hour cell with 45 watt fast charging, so you get very good battery life. And thanks to the 45 watt charge, you can go from 0 to 100 inches about an hour, a very fast charging time. And something interesting, when you're gaming, you can plug in the charger and instead of charging the battery, the power goes straight to the device so you don't damage the battery's lifespan. Now let's move on to the screen and sound. It has a 6.78-inch AMOLED display with one 5K resolution and 144 Hz refresh rate, the same kind of screen you find on high-end devices. It looks amazing, has super high brightness, and the refresh rate makes everything feel very smooth. Everything on this screen looks incredible. Series, movies, games, everything looks great. And since it's AMOLED, you get those pure blacks. The screen looks incredible. To complement it, it has stereo sound with dual speakers, and not just that, these speakers actually feel like good quality. It even feels like the device vibrates a bit from the bass. I'm not saying you'll hear a subwoofer, but it sounds much better than most devices I've tested.
El lugar está donde está tu corazón. ¿Y sabes cuál es ese lugar, campeón? Dentro de...
Another thing that surprised me in a good way was the cameras. You'd think that being a gaming-focused device, the cameras would be terrible, but that's not the case. It has a 64-megapixel main camera, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide and macro, and a 13-megapixel front camera. Any of the cameras does its job very well. The photos look like those of a mid-range phone. You're seeing the results on screen, and honestly, they look very good. It doesn't alter the colors much, and they have good sharpness. The one that does feel a bit weak is the video. It's not terrible, but it definitely feels lower quality than the photos. You can record video in 4K at 30 frames per second or in 1080 at 60 frames per second. There's no kind of stabilization, and well, this is the video. Now lastly, to close this video, let me mention all the extras this device has. Its operating system is a modified system by INFINIX. I've already shown you many devices from this brand, and they all come loaded with many artificial intelligence utilities. For example, you can translate your calls in real time in case you're talking to someone who speaks another language. You can also set up a virtual assistant that will answer your calls. You have a translator you can activate at any moment. You can also activate Folax, the virtual assistant of this device, and Folax can interact with what you're seeing and with the phone settings, so you can ask it for configurations or to explain something you're seeing on screen. You can also upload documents to make summaries. You can translate practically any application. This phone can do your homework or your work, and in terms of creativity, you have some photo editors. You can create notes with drawings and then use artificial intelligence to convert them into images. You can create wallpapers with artificial intelligence, either using your photos or photos you find on the internet. In artificial intelligence, it has many options that might be useful to you. And lastly, in connectivity, you have 5 GHz Wi-Fi. For mobile networks, you have 5 grams, you have GPS, you have NFC, and obviously you have Bluetooth. I consider it an excellent device if you want it for gaming, and even if you don't want it for gaming, it's a good device for any other area. Plus, it's really nice that it comes with the cooler as a gift. Usually those cost around 500 pesos. Personally, it is a device I would use for gaming, but in the end, you have the last word. Tell me what you think about this device. I'll leave it here. See you in the next little bell.